We have a Major General Sudhakarji, Global Strategic and Defence Expert, with us on the program. Major General Rajan Kochar, Defence Expert, is also here with us on the program. Colonel S.S. Sodhi is continuing to speak with us. Sanjeev Srivastava, Foreign Policy Expert, also still with us. Ravinder Sachdev, International Affairs Expert, also joining us on the program. Major Mohammed Ali Shah, Defence Expert, also joins us on this important conversation. Colonel Sodhi, if you're with us.
Yes, I'm there, Vinny.
Colonel Sodhi, the Prime Minister has pledged $1 million towards, the contribution for a secretariat of the BIMSTEC. That shows our gravitas, that shows our seriousness as well. And all that also shows the kind of financial commitment and investment India is ready to make into BIMSTEC, besides the trade and security concerns we have spoken of.
Beneath the Prime Minister's announcement today to give $1 billion for setting up the Secretariat and the other allied services, reinforces one point which the world is now well aware that whatever India speaks, India does. On 6 June 1997, when BIMSTEC was formed between the 7 nations with 14 sectors to be mutually cooperated upon, it was decided India will give 32% of the expenses towards BIMSTEC. And today's Prime Minister's announcement is exactly a step in that direction. And like I just told you, this buttresses are standing in the international society that whatever India says, India does. And, this setting up the Secretariat is very important because until unless we have a very formal atmosphere where things are chalked out, strategized, discussed, then only things move forward. And this is a very, very positive step. And I'm sure with this step, with the setting up the Secretariat and the other formalities, BIMSTEC will move to greater heights and will be a force to reckon with, which, the world now has realized that it is important to have good relations with your neighbors. We all live in houses, we all shift from one place to the other. We all have been hearing this phrase, make good friends with your neighbors because they are the first one to come and help you. And BIMSTEC is exactly an example of that, with 7 closely situated neighbors who are ready to help each other. I am very sanguine that BIMSTEC will reach very greater heights and laurels.
Absolutely. Major Mohammed Ali Shah is also joining us on this program. Ali, I hope you can hear me at this point in time.
Yes, Vineet. Now I can hear you clearly.
Right. Well, our focal point is BIMSTEC, but at the same time, there's a lot of attention, international attention, focused towards India when it comes to Ukraine, Russia as well. The world is perhaps impressed with the neutral stand that India has taken when it comes to, telling the world who our friends are and what we will abide by and what we won't. But do you still think there is going to be a threat of a sanction from the Americans? Dalip Singh is coming here?
No, Vineet. We will be under no threat. And as you rightly said, the world is impressed by us. They are impressed by it because we are just ourselves. We are just being ourselves. We are not showing something else. We are doing what we believe in. We are totally neutral, and it's a fact. And when you are neutral, you are at liberty to interact and deal with whoever you want. You are not drawing sides. When we sent our Operation Ganga, so many flights, 28,500 students we evacuated. We not only evacuated Indian students, but from foreign nationals as well. Pakistan was actually shielded by us in a way. A lot of the students we had helped. Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina thanked us publicly. So yes, we have taken a neutral stand, and Russia has been an old friend of ours, not an ally only, a very old dear friend, where we do not have only diplomatic ties or defense ties or military ties or political ties with them. We have an emotional connect with Russia for over 75 years. Prithviraj Kapoor, the Bollywood movie, used to tell us first. When our Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated, they were weeping more than Indians. And when in 1971 war, when America blatantly supported Pakistan and they came and they encircled the Indian Ocean, that time it was the Russian ships who came and they acted as a shield for us. So we are at liberty to do what we want, how we want, who we interact with. No one has the right, because हम किसी का खा नहीं रहे हैं, हम किसी से एक पैसा ले नहीं रहे हैं. We are on our own feet. We are Atmanirbhar. We are independent. To a large extent. So there is no one who can dictate to us that, listen, do this, do that, or we will impose sanctions on you. Unlike Turkey, where US did impose sanctions on them for buying the S-400 from Russia, but they had hinted on India, but India went ahead and secured its borders. because India is more concerned for their own people. It will do what suits India for the countrymen. US is no one. US can only, and US needs India more than India needs US. That we must remember. They might hint, or they might, other Western powers, the Quad partners, in fact, Japan, Australia, America, they might hint that, oh, India should take a stand against Russia. How will that help? Even if that does happen, Vineet, how will it help? It will not help in any which way. You take the example of the world wars. Who came as peace brokers at the end of the day when the whole world was fighting? It was the non-aligned powers, the non-allied countries. So India can play a very, very good peace broker. Now, if India starts taking sides, unlike the West, then we lost all ground for peace. US, which should actually take a neutral stand, because US is also heading UNO in a way. They're not only heading NATO in a way, but also UNO. So US should actually be neutral, but it is the other way around. US is provoking Ukraine. US is filling fuel to the fire. So yes, India is definitely, when we have the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov coming to India, when US is sending one of Indian origin, the gentleman who would be who is in charge of laying sanctions, it is just kind of a subtle kind of a threat that, listen, better behave yourself, we will, but they cannot do anything to us. We have nothing to fear. We do not borrow a penny from anyone. We do not owe anyone anything. We will do what we have to do and what we think is right, and that's the only way the world will respect us.
Right, I'm completely concur with you, Ali, that India is changing its image, it's changing its role as a facilitator now. Colonel Sodhi, you know, this also has a lot to do with how India has dealt with COVID. You know, the Western media admonished us for the second wave. They have failed to recognize us for the handling of the third wave, and now, you know, potentially a zero COVID scenario in the next few days. And that is another reason why, you know, the world is feeling safe while dealing with India.
Definitely, Vineet. India's matured handling of the COVID crisis, which was unprecedented in the world's history, and no one in the present times ever imagined such a catastrophe would fall on any nation. India proved to be a world leader then also. I mean, even as the COVID crisis was raging, the maturity with which the Indian leadership handled the entire situation, the way, you know, the fast approvals to the vaccines were given, the way not only the Indians got vaccinated, but how much vaccine was exported to the other countries, you know, showed that in spite of being in a time of crisis, India was willing and helped others. This actually propelled India's image very beautifully on a global scale. And with that as a backdrop, and like Major Ali rightly brought out India's stand in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, India has proved to be a global leader. We need, in this world to survive, a country needs three important things. One is to be economically strong, militarily strong, and have nuclear weapons. India has all three. India is perfectly positioned today as a global leader, and I personally feel the time has come to change the world order now. India should be made a permanent member in the United Nations because of the immense and terrific work India has done on a global scale, be it the COVID crisis, be it in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, when not only we evacuated 21,000 of our students, we evacuated 147 foreign nationals from 18 other countries. That is a phenomenal thing, whereas the other countries like USA, England, Pakistan, till the end, they did not send any plane to, evacuate their own citizens. So India has proved to be a global leader, whether be the COVID crisis or be it any situation, wherever, it has warranted a matured leader, India has always proved to be that.
Yeah, Colonel Sodhi, appreciate, your energy and valor when it comes to actually defining what India is doing here and why the world is appreciating us. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this wonderful conversation.